October 14, 2022, Silver Pine, Oregon. Why did the forest swallow her? When every camera stopped just before she entered, a fog thick enough to blur the path, a camera lens left open, and a woman who never came back. Grace Whitmore was last seen at 6:42 p.m., parking her silver Subaru near the Silver Pine trailhead. She texted Noah Hale, "Sun's dropping fast. Be home by 9. That was her last message. Her phone pinged one last time, at the edge of a ridge known for signal dead zones. Search teams found her tripod, but her camera's memory card was gone. Last text, 6:42 p.m. Detective Marissa Trent later said, "It's like she vanished between two frames." But there was something stranger. The dashcam of a nearby truck caught two sets of footprints leading into the woods. But only one came out. Noah claimed he was home all night, yet his phone connected to a cell tower 6 miles from Silver Pine. When investigators replayed the final seconds of her camera footage, they heard a voice, soft, calm, and male. Unidentified voice detected, 6:47 p.m. October 15, 2022, 9:12 a.m. Who was the man heard in Grace Whitmore's final recording, and why did he whisper her name like someone she trusted? The audio lasted 3 seconds, but investigators said those 3 seconds changed everything. Detective Marissa Trent paused the footage. Static, a soft breath, then a voice, "Grace, wait," then silence. Her camera had shut off mid-recording, not from damage but by manual stop. Someone had pressed the button. Manual stop, 6:47 p.m. Forensic pathologist Dr. Lauren Chase found faint smudges on the lens. Not fingerprints, but glove residue mixed with soil. Soil sample collected, pending match. Meanwhile, Noah Hale appeared at the station. He looked calm, too calm. He told Detective Trent, "Grace always recorded over old footage. Maybe she deleted it herself." But the footage ended 40 seconds before sunset, and Grace never filmed in the dark. Avery Klein, her best friend, later said, "She hated silence. Even in nature, she'd hum or talk to herself. That clip, that silence. It's not her." By nightfall, analysts enhanced the background audio. Under the static, another sound emerged, the faint echo of a car door closing. Unidentified vehicle detected, 6:46 p.m. October 15, 2022, 7:23 p.m. The car they found near the trailhead didn't belong to Grace, but her camera case was inside, and on the passenger seat, a single strand of her hair. Park rangers had reported a dark blue sedan parked off Route 12, just a few miles from the same trail Grace entered hours earlier. Its windows were rolled down. The keys were gone. Inside, investigators found 2 coffee cups, one with lipstick, one without. No fingerprints, no receipts, only a faint trace of Grace's lotion on the door handle. Vehicle towed for processing, 8:12 p.m. Grace's mother later told reporters, she was supposed to meet her friend at 7. She never missed plans. "When I saw that car, I knew she didn't walk away." Detective Trent compared Noah Hale's phone data. His location pinged near the Old Pine Ridge Lookout, just 3.8 miles from where the sedan was found. When questioned, he said he was home editing Grace's footage. But timestamps told a different story. His phone went dark at 6:40 p.m., turned back on at 8:03. Device offline, 6:40 to 8:03 p.m. That gap, 83 minutes, was the same window between Grace's last video and the car's discovery. And in those missing minutes, someone erased the trail camera footage from the park system. October 16, 2022, 9:45 a.m. Why would someone erase footage from every camera along that trail, except one? The last camera still working captured something chilling. A figure standing in the fog, motionless, just beyond the trees. Detective Trent's team recovered fragments from the park's cloud backup. They were damaged, overwritten, corrupted, but one 9-second clip survived. It showed Grace entering the woods at 4:12 p.m. Then a pause. Her head turns sharply toward something off-frame. Her lips move, then static. Recovered clip hashtag 4A, frame 07. Grace reacts to unseen movement. 20 seconds in. When Trent slowed the video frame by frame, you could see what looked like a man's reflection in Grace's camera lens, but the timestamp placed him there 10 minutes before she arrived. Forensic analysts traced the deletion back to a remote login using a stolen park ID from maintenance staff. An ID last used by Avery Klein, Grace's former colleague and tech assistant. He said he hadn't been near the site in weeks, but his fingerprints were found on the same data drive where the footage was wiped. Fingerprint match, Avery Klein / data drive number 3. When officers brought him in for questioning, he didn't deny it. He simply said, "You don't understand what she found in that forest." And then he asked for a lawyer. October 17, 2022, 6:40 p.m. What if the man in custody wasn't hiding what he did, but what he saw? Because during the interrogation, Avery didn't confess. He trembled. Detective Trent switched on the recorder. Avery sat across the table, hands clasped, eyes hollow. When asked why he deleted the trail footage, he said quietly, "She made me promise not to show anyone." Trent leaned forward. "Show what, Avery?" He looked up, voice breaking. "It wasn't her I was protecting." Interrogation room footage, segment 2B. He slid a small SD card across the table, burned around the edges, label half melted. "The backup," he whispered. "She recorded something. Right before she disappeared." Tech analysts restored fragments overnight. The clip was grainy, handheld, Grace breathing fast. She whispered, "If this uploads, they'll know everything." Then a flash of light. A man's voice shouted her name. Cut to black. Recovered clip, Grace's final recording. But here's what chilled investigators most. In the background of that final frame, you could see Noah Hale's car headlights, turning toward the trail entrance. And Noah swore he never left home that night. October 18, 2022, 11:27 a.m. What happens when the person who swore he was home was caught by his own reflection? Because when investigators rewatched Grace's final clip, they noticed something Noah never expected. In the second-to-last frame, a reflection blinked across the lens of Grace's camera. It wasn't just headlights. It was Noah's jacket, the same one he wore during his TV interview. Detective Trent pulled his phone records again. The signal placed him moving north at 6:55 p.m., right toward the park entrance. Location ping, 6:55 p.m. / Route 12 North. When confronted, Noah's tone shifted from calm to cornered. "I went looking for her," he insisted. "She called me first." But her call logs showed no outgoing calls after 4:16 p.m. 20 seconds in, then the truth cracked open. Forensics found faint traces of Grace's blood beneath the passenger seat of Noah's car. It wasn't visible to the eye, only under UV light. Noah said she'd cut her hand days before, but the blood was still fresh. Blood evidence / passenger seat. Confirmed 10:18. Detective Trent didn't arrest him immediately. She waited to see what he'd do next. By the next morning, Noah Hale was gone. His phone powered off. His car abandoned near the river crossing. And inside the trunk, investigators found something wrapped in a torn flannel shirt, Grace's missing hiking boot. But her body was still nowhere to be found. October 21, 2022, 5:32 a.m. What do you do when the river finally gives back what it took? Because at sunrise, just 3 miles downstream from the trailhead, a fisherman saw something tangled in the reeds. A piece of flannel and a hand. The current had carried her for days. Grace Whitmore's body was recovered at dawn. Cold, bruised, and clutching the waterproof pouch that still held her memory card. The footage inside changed everything. Recovered memory card, file, Woods_041522.mov. It began with Grace whispering, "They don't want this story out. If anything happens, tell my mom." Then, the beam of a flashlight cut through the dark behind her. 2 voices argued. One begged her to stop filming. The other shouted, "You don't understand what's buried here." Then a struggle. The screen jolted. Water. Silence. Forensics confirmed Noah Hale's fingerprints on the pouch. He'd chased her toward the river after discovering what she'd filmed days earlier. A hidden pit of industrial waste dumped illegally by his father's company. Grace hadn't gone missing for nothing. She'd uncovered a cover-up. Case closed. Accidental death ruled. 10/24/22. The report called it accidental drowning. But Detective Trent's final note said otherwise. She ran toward the truth, and the truth met her halfway. Months later, that same riverbank was fenced off. A cleanup project funded quietly by Hale Industries. Noah Hale was never charged. Avery Klein left town. Grace's mother still visits the trail every October. She brings flowers and a camera in case the forest remembers what people forget. If the story moved you, subscribe to The Veil of Secret, where every story uncovers what silence tried to hide.